Nomad Podcast.
So, hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Nomad Podcast. And today I have the wonderful Schnuartz joining me. And Schnuartz, I'm not sure if you're aware, but today is the 5th of November. It's officially Guy Fawkes Day. And guys, if you don't know who Guy Fawkes is, he's basically the guy who tried to blow up the parliament. But let's not get into that. So, Schnuartz, I normally start the episodes with people sharing their rabbit hole story. So, would you like to do that?
Yeah, hello, I'm Schnuartz. So yeah, how did I get into the rabbit hole? So it was like a very unique story, I think, because I in my youth I got the opportunity from my dad to receive my pocket money in Bitcoin. And yeah, then I started like to get some sad, then Bitcoin pumped and I said, oh, and then my dad like spoke about Bitcoin a lot with his friends and everything. And I like often just listened and heard what he was saying. And then I got teared more and more into the rabbit hole. And then 220, I even started like being part of the like community. I started like making my first YouTube videos on the 21 channel and started with Specter DIY. So this is like a hardware wallet project. I will come to that later on, but then I started like building them, I even started selling some of them. And yeah, that was like my way into the rabbit hole. Then at first what my dad, and then later on I started like doing my own research, learning everything myself. And yeah, even then educating on the YouTube channel.
Okay, cool. So then let's get straight to the point, shall we? So Spectre, what is exactly Spectre? What do you guys do? Or what do you do with Spectre?
So Spectre started in 2019, 2020. When at this time I was like something about 15, 16 years old, but I wasn't part of Spectre at this point. At this point, Spectre was founded by Morris Wietersheim and Stepan Snigirev. They had a look like at the hardware wallet situation at this point, and there was like a problem with all the security features. There were a lot of hardware wallets hacked, and they decided to partner to make like a new and better hardware wallet, which has like all the very high security standards from Stepan Snigirev, who's like one of the paranoidest people I ever met. And he thought, okay, we need like to make a lot of things different. At first, he wanted to have like everything that you are able to build your hardware wallet yourself, that you can't be part of any supply chain attack or anything. And the idea was that you can just buy simple parts. I even have some here. Like this here is a STM32 developer board. It's a smartphone and development board, QR code scanner. You plug them together, flash the open source firmware on it, and then you can build your own hardware wallet. I have one here in the suitcase. Oops. It looks like this. And then you have like your own hardware wallet.
I remember.
And this is like a very cool solution to build it yourself. And then there was like other security features as well, like because at this point it was always like there was cold cut, for example, that was possible to like have an air gap solution to connect because the PCs always could be compromised with a virus or with some malware hacker or something. The idea is that you don't want to like connect the physical device to your PC. And Spectre was the first hardware wallet which made it available with QR codes, because it's even like an extra security layer to like that there's no physical connection, and even only like with the smart cards and not direct with SD card. It's also like a small security feature as well. And then there are like all the small stuff that got improved. The real benefit, I think, is the huge touch display, because at this point, most hardware wallets, or even now, are like small USB sticks where you need to like type in anything, and then typing like seed phrase or anything gets very complicated or passphrase. And here it's like a smartphone. We all know how easy it is to type in something on a smartphone. And why not have a hardware wallet where it's like as easy as typing on a smartphone with the navigation on the hardware wallet and everything. And yeah, one last point was there that he also had the idea that you can get a solution of, because at this point there were on some hardware wallets that got hacked without a secure chip, like in the Trezor Model 1, for example. And the idea was, and then there was like hardware wallets with secure chip, but the idea was, because he's very paranoid, like I said, that you don't need to trust the secure chip. And then the idea was that you don't store any data on the device, and you plug it in, like enter your seed phrase, and you can sign a transaction. And after you remove the power, everything is gone, and you can like re-enter the seed phrase into the device afterwards, or like there's all the QR codes you can scan. And this was like the idea to, if you are really paranoid and don't trust any secure chip, you could use this technology to like get rid of the secure chips, and then you know what you're doing. And you, if you want to make a transaction, you import this, and most of the time like a passphrase, because otherwise if someone gets access to the seed phrase, you would get access to the Bitcoin. And if you're like really paranoid, then you don't want that. And yet it's like the things I think for and because he wanted to have like a good solution for everybody. And then he thought it would be great to have like because this was like the very DIY hardware wallet with only off-the-shelf components that you can build yourself. And he thought, okay, we need like a better version for like most consumers who want a secure chip. And then he thought, okay, how can we get a secure chip with basic electronics and without like, because you want to have it like as an advanced version of like the DIY version you can build yourself. The idea was to have like an extra board. Here this is like the new Shield light board, and that you plug onto the hardware wallet, and then this is the smart card scanner. Cool thing is now you can use the secure chip from a smart card, like banking cards all have a secure chip, and you can use this cards and put it into the Specter, and then you can have the option to have a secure chip if you want one. Then you can encryptly store your seed phrase on the hardware wallet very easily. And the cool thing is that you can even remove this hardware wallet so you don't need it, and you can insert another secure chip. And then it's like having multiple secure chips with one device. It's like having multiple hardware wallets, because most hardware wallets at this time only allow to store one seed phrase at the hardware wallet. And here you can have as many like seeds on the different cards as you want. And then your podcast is also about family and everything. This is great for families. You can have just one hardware wallet for the entire family with a couple of smart cards.
Yeah. You just shouldn't lose the cards. Maybe that's the if you lose the cards, you probably.
But anyway, you of course have a backup. So maybe here like a metal one, or some analog one. You always need a backup. But like the smart cards are a very cool and nice way to have like a secure chip, and even multiple secure chips with just one hardware wallet.
So yeah. Well, that brings me to my next question. Why does it actually matter to you personally as a young person? Like, how you know how to build a hardware wallet yourself. Why does that matter to you? Like, what is important about building your own hardware wallet? Is it security aspects, but is it also like technical aspects? So personally for you, why does it matter to you?
So to build your own hardware wallet, it doesn't. So like you don't have to build your own hardware wallet. That's like one important thing. Um, you can. This is I think the cool thing. So like that, don't trust, verify that you always have the opportunity to do everything yourself. This is like very important, but you don't have to. And this is also I think very good. So there are like hardware manufacturers or like with my company Clavastack, I make the
Mm-hmm.
hardware wallets very easy accessible because of course it's cool that you can like verify everything, that you can have a look at the source code and that you can build it yourself, but most people don't want it. And that's why I founded
Yeah.
Clavastack, that you can just buy them for like as a DIY kit from me, that you don't have to buy the different parts yourself, or that you can just get a pre-assembled hardware wallet ready to use that you can just plug and play. But if you want, you can always like deassemble it, flash the firmware yourself on it. You have all the opportunities, but you don't have to. And I think this is very important.
Okay. Well, what about then the as you mentioned before, the big touchscreen? And it probably is much more easier for people to use. But what if I am traveling and I'm kind of like, I mean, with Bitcoins, we're all crazy and paranoid and crazy people. But what if I'm traveling and I go through like, the whole security check and I'm scared that one of the guys of the policemen might figure out, hey, that's a hardware wallet. Does it have money on it? And I asked you this also in Uganda where we met. Wouldn't it be perfect if those hardware wallets actually would like have all like the same color, like let's say black, because then it looks like a battery or like a, I don't know, like a power bank. Because that's what I thought the first thing I saw those things, because it's like it's like phone size, I guess, and like that thick. And it looks like a battery, but if it's orange and has like a touchscreen, maybe some guys would then ask, "Hey, what is this?" So with regards to traveling, how safe it is like to travel with, and what's the best idea? If one person asks you, "Hey, what is this?" Should I say that's a hardware wallet where I have my money on? No, probably not. But you know, like traveling, how does that work with like Spectre and those hardware wallets?
Yeah. So my dad already like had a couple of hardware wallets like from Spectre, maybe 10 of it in like
Mm-hmm.
flight with them around. I also did, and it was never a problem. So there
Uh-huh.
wasn't like any problem with getting it over the border. But yeah, of course, like you could, what could you do? You could like say that it's like a Game Boy, or I don't know, or
Yeah.
yeah, even you could like deassemble it, and then I don't know, but I think what is also a solution if you want to cross the border with your hardware wallet is like the smart cards. If you have like one
Yeah.
hardware wallet at different locations, like one Spectre here, one Spectre here, and then you can transport the seed phrase with the smart card. And the cool thing is that you can have the smart card as like very here, this is the Fusion Fit. It's like a fitness center card. You can customize the smart cards. Or I
Yeah.
also have Nordbad, which is like a swimming pool card. And then if you have this
Mm-hmm.
like with all your other cards, then it's very obsec, and no one would think that you have like all your Bitcoin on this card, kind of. And it's also
Yeah.
encrypted. So this could be like the best way maybe to bring Bitcoin over the border without anyone noticing what you have. Of course, you can like remember the words, but it's just much more complicated. And with these cars, I think it's like a very cool way to bring them.
I mean, also, it's also a great idea with the cards, because what happens if your family, let's say you're a family of four, and two of your family members, like parents or like brother and sister or someone else, goes on a holiday and then something happens, and then they have cards and you have cards, and you can access like the hardware, because it's always we do that in our family whenever we are like split and we're traveling not like all together. We always say, hey, just in case my password booklet or my seed or phrase thing or whatever is here and here and here and there, where. And he's like, yeah, okay, we know, we got it, because that's also an issue. What happens if something happens to me and then I have like all the passwords and everything, but my family members don't know where the money is, and like where the passwords are to access those like hardware wallets, So that's for me always interesting. So the cards are probably a good idea also for family members then, if just
Yeah. So the
in a
thing is
sense.
that you don't like the cards itself doesn't like have a solution. They are not a solution for this, like how
Yeah.
that does my family members get access to my Bitcoin? Because the cool thing is that you don't even know, like when you're hardware wallet using, how many cards they're like tied to the device. Um, so this is not the solution for how to get in our inheritance situation access to the Bitcoin or something. But of
Yeah, yeah.
course, you can always tell your parents um, or your like kids and everything. You can tell them how the situation is, how you store your Bitcoin, and you can like even write them a letter with all the details. And then if the situation happens, then they know how to get access to it.
I mean, that's probably the best way. I will probably do that with my children in the future times. Um, so a thought quickly. Since I travel a lot and I'm a nomad, how is it for me as a digital nomad or people with multiple residencies? How can they use it? Do you think that maybe one hardware wallet is enough, or do you think that we should have like two, like one there and one here, and then we have the cards? Or just because that just crossed my thought, because when you travel a lot, does it make sense to just have one or to have multiple ones? Let's say your family of four, then have four of these, just like like a quick thought.
So of course the situation, it's like depending how your budget is, of course. And so if you have like a very
Yeah.
huge amount of Bitcoin, then you want to have like a multi-signature wallet. Probably if you have like
Mm,
multiple residencies, then or multiple like locations where you live, you're based on, then it would make sense to have like a geographical multi-signature setup with one seed phrase, maybe, I don't know, in Germany, one in keine Ahnung, Panama, one in America, or I don't know. And then you could like
yeah.
have a very resilient backup like this, and then you could like have multiple hardware wallets at different locations. And if you want to like bring one seed phrase from one point to another, you could use the smart cards or anything. This would be like an option. But of course, there are people who don't have that big amounts of money that it makes sense to have a geographical um, multi-signature setup. Then yeah, it could also make sense to just have like one hardware wallet you have like in your bag and have it with you, and then maybe have like some solution for having like, maybe if you have like one location where you can store anything, then it would make sense to have a backup there, because I think it's very, very important to have
Yeah.
multiple backups of the seed phrase.
So then also, how would you, as a next question, if you had to explain how to build your own DIY hardware wallet to a friend or to a family member, or in the simplest way, how would you do that? Because I guess it's not easy. It's also not that hard, probably, once you understand it. But it's not like every day that you go to a guy and say, hey, I built my own hardware wallet, here, try it yourself. It's really easy. I mean, some people also
So
need
like
maybe
you
background,
don't have to,
like
like that's why my
technical
Clava stack
background.
exists. So I just sent them a link, they click
Hmm.
on buy, and then they have it on their door. So it's like pretty uncomplicated to get access to a
Yeah.
Specter. But if you're like really paranoid, or even like in a regime, a totalitarian regime where it's like not allowed to have hardware wallets
Hmm.
because they want to ban Bitcoin or something, then you can just buy like normal standard electronic parts and get your hardware wallet. So this is like the idea.
But is it hard to build your own hardware wallet, or is it relatively like easily?
It's easy. It's easy.
That's
So
my
I think for the Shield Lite here, this one, with the smart cards, I think I need. So I'm good at doing this because I built a lot, but I think I need 9 minutes for one hardware wallet, and I do workshops with people who want to build it yourself as themselves, and I think we need like 45 minutes for one hardware wallet, and we also do like verify the seed phrase, and we are like a group of multiple people, so it takes like longer. That it's like an individual session, but it's very very easy to build your own hardware wallet.
Cool. So okay. Okay, that's good to know. But my question now for you is, are there any like issues still that you have, or like improvements that you think that can be made, you know? Because you always can improve, right? There's always an even more secure way to secure your seed phrase or your hardware wallets or whatever, you know, or your Bitcoin. But is there still anything that you think has to be improved, especially like in the security aspects?
So I think in security aspects there are very very few, because if you use the hardware wallet properly, you can do like everything that you should. So maybe like think about what would be the attack vectors if you want to store your Bitcoin. Like the first thing is when generating the seed phrase, that there is something happening here in this generation, that the entropy is not as good as it should. This is like one thing, or that's even like a problem there. So what can you do? And the Specter is, because like I said, it's very made from a very paranoid guy, is well prepared for this. So there are like multiple entropy generations for the seed phrase. When you generate it, you can even like press on every of these words here in the like you generated 12 words or 24, and then you can like press on every word, see the binary representation of this word, because every word is a digit in the BIP39 list, and you can see the binary representation from zeros and ones, and then you click, you can like edit all these bits and edit the word with this in mind. So you have, with 11 coins, you can easily add real life entropy into the seed phrase generation, and then you would be like totally prepared for this one, because like if you have like the seed, the normal generation of the hardware wallet plus extra real life entropy with the coins, and you can like easily verify this with the BIP39 list, you can't get hacked at this level. So what else is there?
Yeah.
So then, of course, there is like the generation of anything, of the like addresses or everything. If you generate them on your PC, you always need to verify them with the hardware wallet. There could be an attack vector if you have like, if the hardware wallet is corrupted and the software wallet is corrupted, and they like communicate in some, they're like the same manipulated, then that they both show a wrong address. This would be like very very paranoid. But then it's good to have like multiple manufacturers or multiple companies. So on the one hand, there's like Specter, and you can use this with an software wallet of another company, and then it's very very unlikely that they communicate to each other. And if you want to like get rid of this attack scenario, then you can like use a multi-sig with different vendors, and this would be like the most secure thing you could build. And then of course you could use Spectre as one of the co-signers, and then you have like the most secure security setup you can imagine, I think. So, and if you want to go further, then you could do like something with mini strip, for example, that you have like, if you lose one key, then you can like that, then some other key gets activated at a couple of, after some part, or the money is get transferred or something. You could build this yourself, like everyone has their other the different paranoid to different things, and but with Specter you can do all of them. You can do like handle every security aspect you want to handle.
Okay. So, is it also nuclear proof? Like if a nuclear weapon would be dropped, is it also proof to like safe?
So,
You never know.
if a nuclear weapon
proof.
gets thrown on your hardware wallet, then it's important that you have like another hardware wallet and at another location. So of course, the hardware wallet itself is not built for nuclear explosions. Maybe this one is. I'm not sure.
I assume. Oh, don't mind it. It was just a stupid question, but you never, you always have to ask. I mean, but yeah. So before I'm gonna end this episode, because we're almost done here, I have a few more questions for you, and if you're okay with sharing how old you are, it would be very interesting for younger people, especially because you're self-independent thanks to Bitcoin at a very young age. And if you're okay with sharing your age, that would be very great. So
Yeah, like I said, I got orange pilled very, very early in life, in my youth, getting my pocket money in Bitcoin. And yeah, I'm only 20 years old. Got 20 in the recent days, and yeah, this is like how old I am. And now I'm like going full into Bitcoin, like working all the time on like on my online shop with the hardware wallets, on the tutorials on YouTube, and now as I'm like a president of the Specter Association, I already do like a lot of community management and helping there to like make Specter better and like have more attention on this project, which is like very underrated yet.
So really self-independent and financially self-independent thanks to Bitcoin, which is really great. So before we end
So
this
I still
episode,
live with my parents. I still live at my
okay,
parents' home, but yeah, it's like
me as
easier
well.
than
Me
you
as well.
can
I'm
like
glad.
focus on
I'm
the
glad.
important stuff.
Well, me as well. I'm also 20 and I still live at my parents' place. Who cares, So before we can end this episode, I'm mad. Before we can end this episode, would you be interested to share your social media with the people? So where can people find you? Where can people find Spectre? Where can people find CoverStacks? Your own online shop. So how can people contact you and find you? What's the easiest way? Through social media?
Yeah,
Through going to content
yeah,
and talking to you?
good
So
question. So I'm active on multiple social media channels. On the one hand, on X, there you can follow me at Schnuartz, and Clavastack is also the like my company account. I have like Clavastack also on Nostr, and on Instagram, and even YouTube have an account there. Then so I do a couple of tweets in English, but a lot of in German as well. So just to let you know this. And then of course I also do recently, as I'm now the president of the Specter Association, the social media for Specter, Specter DIY, if you want to follow us there. And I'm also doing a lot of German YouTube tutorials on the 21 YouTube channel. But I think like very important is my personal social media, Schnuartz, and maybe Clavastack.
Okay, cool. So, dear people, make sure to follow Schnuartz and CoverStack. And yeah, Schnuartz, that's it from me. Thank you for joining me today. It was very interesting talking to you again.
Great.
I mean, we met each other at, when did we meet each other at Lugano? That was like a week ago, maybe? A week ago?
Yeah, this was
Or
like the
3 days ago, actually.
first time
But,
we met.
yeah, that was a week ago. Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, very
so
cool.
dear Schnuartz, thank you for joining me. And dear people, thank you for joining us today and have a great day. Bye.
Nomad Podcast.